Let's talk about the coordinate plane. The coordinate plane, or the coordinate system, is formed by the intersection of two number lines at a point that meet their 0 points. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers labeled as x, comma, y in parentheses, used to describe a position on a coordinate plane. The x-coordinate is the first number in the ordered pair, also called the domain, and it corresponds to the x-axis. The y-coordinate is the second number in the ordered pair, also called the range. It corresponds with the y-axis. The origin is the point at which the x-axis and y-axis intersect on the coordinate plane, represented by the ordered pair 0, 0. Quadrant is the 4 sections or regions formed when the two perpendicular lines intersect to divide the coordinate plane into sections. These are labeled with Roman numerals as 1, 2, 3, 4. The x-axis is the horizontal number line on the coordinate plane. And remember, horizontal goes left to right. The y-axis is the vertical number line on the coordinate plane. That goes up and down. One way to remember the difference: if you're in class and you have a question, why do you do this problem this way, you raise your hand up in the air. So for a y-axis, it's going to go up or down. A simple picture of the coordinate plane will look like this. The horizontal axis is your x-axis. Your vertical is your y-axis. Your origin is here in the middle, labeled 0, 0. And your quadrants make a C. So you start up here, and as you go, you can label. So this is quadrant 1. I'm going to continue making my C. Now I'm in quadrant 2. Continue making my C. Quadrant 3. And then I'm going to finish in quadrant 4. Turn the page and let's do some practice. Let's try again to label our quadrants. This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Note that I am writing this in Roman numerals. Also, right here, where your number lines intersect, is at 0, 0, which this is called the origin. let's try plotting some of these points. We're going to use the phrase walk and fly. So looking at number 1, I'm going to walk, this is a positive 2, so I'm going to start at the origin, I'm going to walk 2 units to the right and fly down 3 units. And this is because it's a positive 2, I'm going right, a negative 3, I'm going down. So this goes right, this one goes down. Let's look at number 2. Start back at the origin. It's a negative 8, so I'm going left. A positive 4, so I'll go up. So I'm going to walk 8 units to the left, fly 4 units up. Let's label our points. Number 3 is a positive 3, so I'm going to go right 3 because it's positive, and a positive 5, I go up. Start at the origin, walk 3, fly 5. Label. Negative 7, negative 2. So my x is my first variable. Value. So I'm going to go left 7. My y is my negative 2. It's my second value. So I'm going to go left 7, down 2. Label. And finally, number 5. 0 on the x-axis means I'm going to go neither right or left. I'm going 0 units, walking 0 units, and then I'm going to fly 3 units. So let's identify each quadrant for 1 through 5. Number 1, 2, negative 3, that was in quadrant 4. Number 2, where it was negative 8, 4, that's in quadrant 2. Number 3, 3, 5, they're both positive. That puts it in quadrant 1. Negative 7, negative 2, they are both negative, so that puts it in quadrant 3. 5, number 5 at 0, 3, that puts it on the y-axis. If you notice, there's a pattern with their signs. In quadrant 1, you are walking right and flying up. So that means all your signs in quadrant 1 are going to be positive for both the x and the y. In quadrant 2, you have to go left, so all your x's are going to be negative. Then you have to fly up, so all your y's are going to be positive. Quadrant 3, from the origin, you're walking left, so that means all your x's are negative. Then you're flying down, so all your y's are negative. And finally, in quadrant 4, starting from the origin, you're going right, so that means all your x's are positive. Then you're flying down, so all your y values are negative. So you will know where you're plotting your point based on your signs. Pause the video and try 6 through 10. Check your answers with the following problems. Now let's move down to the next coordinate plane. I have identified 4 xy coordinates that intersect with this grid perfectly, meaning wherever these grid lines intersect, you're looking for a part of the line that lands directly on that intersection. So let's label them. Let's start here. I'm going to label these A, B, C, D, so we can stay organized. So point A, from the origin, I went left 3, up 6. So my x-coordinate was -3. My y-coordinate was +6. For point B, I walked 0 units, but then I flew 2 units up. So my x-coordinate is 0, y-coordinate is 2. Pause the video, try C and D. Check your answers with the following problem. Ask your teacher if you have any questions.